All right, guys, welcome to another weekend analysis with me. Before we get into this next week's analysis, I want to first walk us through what we had last week, meaning last weekend's analysis series, what we had last week, and I want to be showing you guys how I was able to navigate the market, how I was able to walk around the analysis I actually made, and how I was able to eventually get a trade to take, basically. So I'll be showing you the opportunities I missed, the setup I missed, the setup that the market didn't present to me, and what I eventually got. So, without any further ado, let's get into the charts. Let's get into my charts. You know I love going into the charts, man. So, while we're at it, let's see what we have. All right, here we are. So, all right, here we are. You know what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play last week's analysis so we can actually see what we had for the market. So actually see what we had. So here it is. Let's see. Yeah, I wanted to sell from here down, and I was going to look for an entry down here to take it all the way up. Let's see what we ended up with. So eventually I wanted to sell from here, this supply zone down to the demand zone. Then I want to sell from the supply zone down to the demand zone, then take a buy. So let's be done with that. Let's just go into the charts and see what we had. So on the 1 hour time frame, we had this, and this is where I wanted to sell from. And as you can see, the market didn't come here. Actually, I had this demand zone. Where are you? So I had this demand zone that I showed later in the video, where I was going to buy it to take out this high actually. But we don't really like to joke with supply and demand levels. So I basically was going to come out, but I didn't take this trade, so let's leave that. So I wanted to sell from here down to this demand zone, and as you can see, the market came, pushed all the way down. And let me even go to the higher time frame so we can see what really happened. It came, pushed all the way down, actually cleared this low. So it went ahead to actually liquidate this low down here before it started moving up. So it's even used this as liquidity. I didn't want it to take this low. I was expecting it to actually like form something down here before it starts moving, but had other plans, of course. So right now what we had was basically I had two entries. I had this entry right here that I wanted to take. I was basically just following price action here. Oh my god, this is kind of stressful. So I was basically just following price action right here. I had this, then it started playing around here. This was actually night of Monday. It was Monday night, so I wasn't really looking for a trade on Monday because I already had this. So when this happened, I'm like, okay, before this thing wants to buy, let me wait for Tuesday to come so it can really form up something. So now this particular position, now this is what happened here. I had, after this liquidation, price started forming some slow candle movements, and I'm like, okay, since that liquidated, I don't expect it to come and liquidate this low again. Even if it does, it's going to protect this low right here. It's going to protect this low right here. So I was watching and I didn't want to execute a premature trade, so I actually watched this price action through. I watched it, I did not do anything. So let me hide this because I didn't take this. Hide. So now when this had happened and price had gone ahead to go up here, create a break of structure, a very minor break of structure, came down here and respected this level, went up again to clear the highs. So I'm like, okay, now I am interested in this zone. I was really interested in this zone, and guess what happened? Price never came back down here. If you look at the 15 minutes, there was actually a very clean entry for me. The entry I should have taken was here. After this break of structure, I was really looking at this zone, but I don't take any trade that doesn't have liquidity, and this didn't have liquidity, so I did not really want to take this, even though I should have. But leaving that aside, I left this trade. This trade passed me by. This was already Wednesday at this point. I feel like there's something wrong with the time, because this trade wasn't, was it this early? But yeah, this happened and price shot up. Price just like gave a massive push, and this was now Thursday, and I had this right here that I was eyeing. Now the reason why I even looked at this particular setup at all was because I had this high that I needed the market to take. And I know that once the market has gotten to this point, there's no real reason for it to retrace deeply when it has not taken a major liquidity that it wants to take. So it will literally liquidate anything just to get enough fuel to move up and take this major liquidity before it does the retracement. So I was looking at getting something in here. I would have liked this trade to just play out like this, but gladly I was patient enough to not even take this trade. So I waited this one through also. If I was going to take this trade at all, this would be where I would have taken it from, protecting these lows. And why? Because this is where there was some action, break of structure, return. So since I know that it has liquidated this zone, I don't really know if you guys will understand what I'm saying right here, but just try your best. Since I liquidated this zone, I'm like, okay, let's move. So it went ahead and took out this high. Now when it took out this high, then the retracement started going down into Thursday. The whole of Thursday was bearish, and the news came and pushed the markets down. This was I knew that there was something wrong with this time. I'm in Lagos, Nigeria, so I'm literally meant to be in +1, but I'm in New York time. So let's change this back to Lagos, Nigeria time. So this was 1:30, if I'm correct. So it's NFP. So NFP came, pushed the markets all the way down here, and that's where I executed my trade. So I used the 4 hours time frame to execute this trade, because look at this. So right now I'm in this trade. And I'll be showing you guys a screenshot of my entry, and this is what we have right now. So now on to this next week. Now, what am I expecting from this week? Over to the 4 hours. Now, this is what I see. This is what I see. I see that the market has come up here and liquidated this zone. This is a very critical point we are in the market. That liquidated this zone now. Price might as well want to just come and give us lower prices. This is the daily, so this is basically a week. You might want to just come and give us lower prices, but I'm going to stick to my analysis that I made last week and hold on to this trade. So until I see further price action that tells me otherwise. So now for GU, I still expect price to give us a bull run and to try to have some extra confluence. I'm going to look at DXY, what it's doing, and as you can see, DXY also has that week. This is a very confusing area because we have doji to the left and to the right. So we have a bearish doji and we have a bullish doji and a bearish doji. So this week actually determines, this daily candle actually determines what happens. Just look at the weekly candle. Indecision right here. So let's see what happens. We have a major liquidity sweep here on the weekly. So let's see what happens actually. DXY buying. All right, let's see. So we'll see what happens actually. Let's just watch it through. Let's hold on to this. I would like the market to take out this high and we can decide what's going on after that. Now let's not forget that we still have bearish setups that could play out, but we'll just monitor these zones for clarity's sake, to know what the market is really doing. But yeah, I just wanted to come here and show you guys what is the update with the GU analysis. So basically, we have had, from our analysis, we've literally had a 130 plus pip move. Then we also had another, what was it now, 64 pip move. So far so good. So I'm going to watch for next week. I'll be releasing another video very soon showing you my watch list for this next week. I don't want to make this video so long, so I'll be ending this right here. Look out for the next video I'll be releasing. It should be dropping today or tomorrow. So I'll be dropping 2 videos this first quarter of this week, so watch out for that. All right guys, thank you. Bye. Talk to you later.